Hi, I'm Kylie Evenhoose at Marquee Post-Acute Rehab with what we call a Friendship House, which is our 20-bed memory care unit.
Thank you. And I want to ask you the first question, which is, what did you think when we first came to you and told you about doing improvisational theater with Alzheimer's residents?
I think the first couple concerns were that the residents that we have in our community would be able to understand the directions and really get into it and be able to do some of the exercises, and then also that we would get the staff to kind of let their guard down enough to participate as well to get the residents into it.
So what have you seen happen? We've been doing this for several weeks now, and I'd like your thoughts on what you've seen happen with residents and staff.
It's been amazing to see, number one, the staff's response to it, how their nervousness and anxiety about doing the groups is gone, that they just jump in and they become the ones driving the silly laughing group, and the residents pick up on that. And I've been really surprised to see the residents and their reactions to it, how they get into it, and with very minimal, simple directions are really taking it, and just like the groups just kind of go on their own without a lot of instruction, and they really are surprisingly getting a lot out of it.
How about the staff? Have you seen other staff respond?
Aside from the activity staff that are directing the groups, I've also seen some of the other social work staff, CNAs, and other people that have observed the groups, some of the licensed nurses that have continued those types of things, and maybe more so than the typical, oh, that's a pretty sweater today during care. We always try and encourage our staff to be having a conversation and talking during care, but now it seems to kind of have evolved into that goofy, silly improvisation type stuff, which just every time I watch I crack up because the residents are just loving it and they're cracking up during the groups. So,
do you feel like there are any longer term benefits that you've seen with the residents?
I think it's definitely opened up our eyes to what they're capable of, rather than some of the typical activities that we do, that it's something so easy to do with the residents. It just kind of gives us an idea of something else we can do with them to encourage them to have some sort of voice and expression. It seems with Alzheimer's and dementia residents that they, especially some of ours, they get frustrated when they can't get their point across, or they know what they want to say but it's not making any sense to who they're communicating with. And this is a group and a time, not even just the organized time, but just during care or any time, for them to just express themselves and talk and joke around and goof off and express themselves in a way that they haven't been able to when they're trying to think of the right words.
Have you had families remark on the groups?
Absolutely. I think some of our family members were really surprised that their loved ones that have Alzheimer's and dementia were capable of doing those types of group activities.
What's your favorite group activity that you've observed?
My favorite we just watched last week was when they were trying to do a gesture and have everyone learn or guess what they were doing. And it was cute because some of them just imitated the one previous, and some of them were really creative and really thought up something in their mind and acted it out and had everybody guess. It was really interesting.
Good. Is there anything you would like to say to other people that are thinking of putting together an improv group with their Alzheimer's and dementia residents?
I would definitely say to let the first thoughts or concerns go, because the outcome is so great. For very minimal training, and the people that have come to help our activity staff learn how to lead these groups, it's been very seamless. We haven't had a lot of extra work. It was very easy to do, and the benefit for the residents was so great. And it's carried so much further into our staff's interactions with our residents.
Good. Do you see that the residents anticipate the groups at all, or any behaviors that have changed after the groups?
They definitely seem to recognize the extra people coming in, the extra faces that now they've seen week after week coming in. And I think they've started to realize that when they see those faces, it's going to be time to do those groups. And they do seem to be excited for it and anticipate those fun activities. I also think that maybe when our staff is recognizing that somebody's gearing up for some behaviors and maybe getting a little anxious or fixated on something, it's an easy distraction aside from those typical, oh, let's go get a snack, or let's have a cup of coffee, or let's go for a walk, which they maybe have already tried. That this is a way to have a very easy conversation or improv back and forth with a resident to distract them from that anxiety or that behavior that's maybe looming under the surface.